Yeah, it is that time. Welcome everyone to Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. We are so happy to have you 2 days before the best day of the year. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's almost time for Christmas, and I am looking forward to it. My name is Kevin Cameron. Across the table from me is Mr. Ken Craig. How's it going today, Ken?
What is going on? I did not hear you say, "What's up, Pittsburgh?" I didn't hear you say it. I was looking forward to that.
Is that right? I think maybe Christmas, let me say it properly, threw me off there. I'm so excited about, Christmas and the Christmas season and everything else. So, yeah, what's up, Pittsburgh? What's up, Pittsburgh's DSEN listeners? As well as Steelers Nation, it is a Victory Tuesday, a Steelers Victory Tuesday. And we have a lot of other things going on, as you see. Hanging up, number 87 had a big weekend too, Ken.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. And to Penguins Nation out there, we are going to talk in depth about our captain and the new number one.
The new number one. It says a whole lot when you could break a man's record by the name of Mario Lemieux.
I never thought it would be that. I didn't think so.
Incredible. When really I saw it come across, I was like, all right, that's what I'm talking about. I knew it was coming. It was coming. All right, everyone. So JT, James Taylor, we'll see if he'll join us tonight or not. But if not, me and Ken, we will hold it down because, like I said, we have a whole lot to talk about. And I want to start off by talking about the big win in Detroit with our Pittsburgh Steelers going into Detroit. And to be honest with you, they did something that I did not predict. A lot of people call me a Pittsburgh, a Steeler homer anyway. They can't accuse me. They can't accuse me of being a Pirates homer, even though that's my squad as well. But I'm a straight shooter, so I didn't have the Steelers going into Detroit to win the game. Detroit is just so high-powered, that offense. They were the number one scoring offense in the NFL. And as a result, I just didn't believe the Steelers could keep pace with them, but they didn't have to keep pace with them.
They set the pace. They set the tone.
Yeah. The defense came to play. The defense minimized that offense, and the offense did what it had to do. 29 points. And one of the things that stood out, a whole lot of things stood out during that game. It was a weird game, Ken.
Yeah, it really was a weird game.
Yeah. And we'll talk about it as we move forward, some of the weird incidents during the game. One of the biggest that a lot of people aren't talking about, Chris Boswell missing a 37-yard field goal.
Yeah.
When do we see that?
And they were in a dome too.
Yeah, in a dome. Now, I know.
Is it because he hasn't been on the field a lot lately?
I think it might have had something to do more with the snap.
Yeah.
Right when that happened, I said, whoa, that's a bad snap or a hold.
He hit a 59 earlier in the game.
Right.
So we know his leg is still there. I don't question that. But,
exactly.
But yeah,
maybe it was that heckling fan.
Could be. He may have thrown everybody off.
Maybe he was more concerned with DK Metcalf, who we'll talk about here shortly as well, as far as all that craziness that went down. So, but yeah, let's get to the meat and potatoes though of this football game. The Steelers offense scored 29 points, and I have to ask the question: why is the offense so effective now? I think they went into the game that the Steelers offense like 13th in the NFL. I haven't looked at a updated stat. It might have even improved, but the Steelers, they've been putting up a lot of 23 plus, 25 plus games here of late. So, Ken, what do you think? And before you answer the question, we need to give a phone number, even though the people on YouTube they can see the phone numbers where they can call or text. But the people that are on the radio stream, you can go to the website and take a look at the phone number there, or you could jump over to YouTube as well. But what's the phone number, Ken?
Yeah, if you want to call in and join the conversation, the phone number to reach us at is 412-213-8995. And if you want to text, if you're not wanting to call and talk, whichever, just call in. Just call in and talk to us. But give us a text, 412-218-3888.
There you go. So, Ken, what do you think about this offense?
It's been really nice to have the confidence to say we can go down this field and we can score. And the difference, though, that happened here was we had explosive plays.
Explosive.
We had Jaylen Warren busting off multiple big runs. We had Aaron Rodgers throwing 45-yard touchdown passes to Kenneth Gainwell.
Was that crazy? Was that? I mean, to be honest with you, on that, Ken, I saw the ball go up in the air, and once I saw the pass interference on the defense, right, I turned my head. And then I heard the crowd. I turned my head again. I see Gainwell running into the end zone.
Well, and this is a perfect example. Whenever you see players that maybe go down and feel like their knee didn't touch the ground, and they get back up and start running, right? You know, Gainwell, you could see he knew he caught the ball. He knew that ball did not hit the ground. But what he did was he got up and immediately started running. He could have been touched, but either way, you get up and start going. I felt like that play, that came shortly after the touchdown pass to Tesla from Detroit, 2 seconds left in the second quarter. I mean, like, that was huge. That was massive.
1-2 halftime.
That was just
tied up 10-10.
Yep. That brought everything back together. Now we come out of the halftime, and it's an even game, right? We have the momentum going into the third quarter. We get the ball back going into the third quarter. But not to mention, I know we're talking about our offense here, but the fact that we get Jared Goff for a safety right after that too was just massive. But Jaylen Warren with 2 45-yard touchdown runs. Kenneth Gainwell with a 45-yard touchdown pass. Aaron Rodgers with 266 on the day. What he threw for 27 of 41. So that wasn't as pretty, but overall 481 total yards. Now Detroit, they are a very high potent offense. Only had 361 total yards for the day. Only 23 first downs for both teams. Where's their ground game? I mean, they kept 14.
It's not on there.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's it at?
It's not on there, Ken. When you have 15 yards rushing, it's basically not even on the paper. Okay.
12 attempts for 15 yards from the top running back.
Now, be honest with me. Be honest with me here, Ken. That's right. That's right. And you're talking about
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay?
And he only had 2 yards on 7 attempts.
Now, be honest. I think you're an honest guy, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
Right, for sure. Going into the game, if someone would have gave you stats that said this team is going to have 230 yards rushing, this other team, the opponent, will have 15 yards rushing.
I thought it would be the other way around.
Exactly.
Steelers with 15 yards. And in full disclosure, I have Jahmyr Gibbs on my fantasy team. I am a very big Jahmyr Gibbs fan. If he was a Pittsburgh Steeler, I'd have his jersey in a second, right? He is a dog.
He is a dog.
Right? And
he got put in the doghouse.
And he got put in the doghouse.
That's right.
I mean, but the fact that they only ran for 12 times. That says a lot about the game plan right there.
Exactly.
The gameplay right there, because they couldn't even afford to keep it on the ground.
Time of possession had a lot to do with that too. The Steelers dominated the time of possession. 25. I know it was something like 25-34. Let me get the actual numbers here. And as I do, here it is right here. So the Steelers 34 minutes and 6 seconds. The Lions 25 minutes and 54 seconds. Ken, we have our first call of the night, and it's our girl Diva.
Uh-oh.
All right, what's going on, Diva?
Hey, guys. How are you guys doing today?
And we are doing excellent.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, first off.
Yes, Merry Christmas
Second
to you.
of all, I want to talk a little bit, and I know you'll probably talk about this in a little bit, but DK Metcalf, if he cannot prove that the heckler said something, will he be able to have his time instead of having 2-game penalty down to 1? Do you think that will happen?
Well, just let the sports fans know if maybe they took a trip overseas somewhere and weren't, if they weren't paying attention to football. DK Metcalf had an altercation with a fan in Detroit and went over to the fan in the stands during the game. What was it, Ken? Was it the second quarter? Second quarter?
Yeah, I think it was the second quarter, actually, is when I think.
Yeah,
I think so.
And actually grabbed the fan and shook him, and it appears like he threw a punch, but I think he was just letting go of the guy's shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little shove.
So, again, what is the question?
The question is, I think there's controversy about if there's audio from some of his players, colleagues, or whatever you call them, that were mic'd up, or a cameraman, et cetera. And what I'm asking is, if there's no audio of what the fan actually said, will he still be able to make a case to not have a 2-game suspension, but only 1-game suspension?
Well, right now he's appealing the suspension, the 2-game suspension, as you mentioned. And I'm looking now at a few different sources to see if there's any news that broke.
Yeah, I haven't seen any news that broke. I thought maybe he'd be meeting with the NFL today.
Well, he was supposed to. He was supposed to meet with the commissioner based on what Mike Tomlin said during his weekly post-game press conference today. Mike Tomlin really couldn't say a whole lot because I understand there's some legal implications as well. So there's some legal action that might take place or that is being considered. But to answer your question, Diva, the NFL is well measured. Okay. If for the people that is familiar with the NFL, they should know this. They're well measured. It's a good reason why they took that, I believe, to 2 games, because they know that it's customary to appeal.
Correct.
So I expect for the appeal to be recognized and for the penalty to be reduced from 2 games to 1 game. I don't believe that they'll take it away because we'll talk about it more after the break to get more into it, but I'll just say that I do expect it to go from 2 games to 1 game.
I think that's customary. I think that's typically what we see. I'll say this: I won't be surprised if we see it bump down to 1 game, from 2 games to 1 game. But I also won't be surprised if we see it if it stays at 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
I do think the NFL is going to attempt to make an example of in this scenario, right? Because they're you can't touch a fan. I mean, you can't attack a fan, period, right? No matter what the purpose, no matter what was said, no matter what happened, the product that is on the field has to stay on the field. It cannot, extend into fighting fans.
And
that's my opinion.
I'll say there is ways you can touch a fan. I'll just say you just can't touch a fan first. Now, if a fan touches you, it's totally different. You have a right to defend yourself.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think that's what happened to Lamar Jackson. When it happened to Lamar Jackson, I'm not sure how long ago that was. Not too long ago.
Not too long ago, yeah.
Yeah. He was right by defending himself. If the security isn't going to do the NFL security, you have to protect yourself.
Yep.
But in this case here, DK Metcalf went over to the fan.
Right.
So that's totally different. But Diva, what else did you have?
Yeah, so if he is not in the Cleveland game, what's our chances of winning that game?
Well, I think they need to activate me, and it'll be a real good chance.
Oh my goodness,
for sure.
I think that, and we'll probably talk a lot more about this too. And I think there's a couple things we need to look at. One, if he's not there, obviously we lose his production. But two, we also lose what he does away from the ball as well. And what I mean by that is typically DK will carry, 2, sometimes even 3 defenders with him, right? Just him being on the field is a threat to another team. So, it will be a massive impact. And I think this move by DK really hurt the Steelers in a time.
And we'll talk about that in more detail later.
Yeah, but I think it really hurt the Steelers in a time where we needed to just be locked in to finish out this season.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
All right. We appreciate your call, Deep. Okay. One more.
Last thing. I think, too, and this is probably, something you guys aren't going to talk about, but I always think about, too, how young these guys really are. Like, we can say, what we would do, et cetera, but we're all mature adults. A lot of these guys are like, they're really young, so I think about that, too. They're not as mature as they might look and as big as they are, but, a lot of these guys are early 20s playing, at this high level, and there's a lot of pressure. And I'm not saying that he, shouldn't have done what he did. I'm just saying that there's probably not a maturity level there like we wish there would be. So that's the last thing I have to say.
I think.
All right, so we'll go ahead and let you go, Diva. Appreciate the call as always. Okay.
Absolutely.
All
Happy
right.
holidays.
Thanks. Okay. Happy holiday. All right. Ken, just get back to the question as well. Why is the offense so effective now?
Yeah, that's why is it effective? I think we spread the ball around a ton. I think that Aaron Rodgers has a number of weapons right now that he trusts. I think, Kenneth Gainwell, I think he is the one thing I've noticed over the years of Aaron Rodgers' play is if he trusts you, he's comfortable getting the ball to you, period. If he doesn't trust you, you're probably not going to get peppered with the ball. Kenneth Gainwell, Jaylen Warren, right? Those guys coming out of the backfield have all of his trust, right? And then you see DK, Darnell, Pat, even Scotty Miller stood out in this game.
Good game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that he just has a lot of weapons right now that he trusts. I don't think this was a great game for MVS. Went 1 of 6. Missed that that ball in the end zone as well.
Sure.
Jonnu Smith, I feel like hands up. I don't know what to say. I don't think him and Rodgers are really on the same page. But the rest of the offense, I think they are just booming on all cylinders. I think this was a solid game called. Even the scripted plays, like in the first quarter, I think it was a solid game called by Artie Smith. I also think that Aaron Rodgers went off script a little bit too, and had some really solid audibles and some good calls played at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and when you run for 230 yards, that makes a big difference.
100%.
More especially with the play action game. I know the previous 2 games, the Steelers really didn't do well, if I can remember, based on a rush standpoint. So it was actually good to see that they were able to have a tremendous game on the ground. But I think
there's a huge difference, though, is, typically we are a very predictable offense, right? First down, we run the ball. Second down, we run the ball. Whereas this game, we came out aggressive. We had 14 passing first downs. We only had 8 rushing first downs. That is a big switch and a big difference as to what we're used to seeing from a Steelers offense. So that keeps the defense on their heels a little bit, right? I mean, you don't know what's coming next. And then, like you just said, if we have a running backs that are running for 200 yards, then they need to stop that run, and then that's when you can get them over the top.
All right. Well, last thing that I'll say on that topic, and then we'll move on and get caught up here as well. Play action under center. I think that has a lot to do with it. When you're able to do that and take advantage of the play action, that goes a long way. The Steelers' last 3 games, Ken, against the Lions, 29 points. Against the Dolphins, 28 points. Against the Ravens, 27 points. So over the last 3 games, the Steelers' offense has produced on average 28 points. And if the Steelers are able to do that moving forward, I like their chances not only to win 1 playoff game, but 2.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think our odds have gone way, way up compared to where they were, say this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this offense is rolling, and it's gotten hot at the right time.
All right, let's go over to the defensive side of the ball. We talked about this somewhat already. 15 yards rushing by the line. So how did the Steelers stop Jamar Gibbs and also Montgomery?
Well, keep in mind, to anyone who missed this game, and if you did miss this game, I suggest going back and watching it. Or at least watching the highlights, because we had TJ Watt out, we had Nick Herbig out.
Yeah. But keep in mind as well, Derek Harmon came back
out of his mind.
Yeah.
He played a really, really
the hometown boy from Detroit.
He played a phenomenal game. I think Keanu Benton had a phenomenal game. I think Jack Sawyer had a phenomenal game.
Cam Hayward
had I mean, just
Alex Highsmith
across the board.
Yeah.
Patrick Queen had Patrick Queen probably had a game saving and tackle at the end of the game.
Right. Right.
So I think just all out, the defensive line and linebackers just showed out. I think they showed out. This is what we should have been seeing on the field all season. This is that type of defense is what they said is the highest paid defense in the NFL.
$160 million.
This is how they should be playing. Just sad to say that we didn't have our highest paid defensive player out there. But is it also time to say that Joey Porter Jr. is a good
I was thinking about that too. Where are the calls at?
Where are they
We were getting calls left and right when he was messing up. However, the NFL, it's been this way for a while. NFL, not for long. Okay, so Joey Porter Jr., even though he's looking good now, he has to sustain it. Not only sustain it, but he has to get better. Okay, but you have to give credit where credit is due, right? And right now, Joey Porter Jr., matter of fact, since you brought it up, I have it in my notes somewhere here, Ken. I'll find it, but I'm trying to go from memory. Okay, but I'll find it to validate it, my note. I understand during his last 20 targets, he only gave up 93 yards receiving and 0 touchdowns.
Wow.
Over his last 20 targets.
Amazing.
Okay. Now, what has been going on the opposite side of Joey Porter Jr.? Okay. There's been a combination of cornerbacks over there, right? Darius Slay was over there for some time, right? And then James Pierre came in and played until he got hurt. Now you have Asante Samuels over there as well. So these guys, they've been coming in, they've been playing well alongside Joey Porter Jr. as well, even though I think Asante Samuels got beat yesterday for a touchdown pass.
Yeah, he did. It was a crossing pattern. It just
I think he might have slipped up or something.
I think he
on
slipped
that.
up at the very end, but I think they just beat him on, I think he was just faster than him across the field. It looked like he just got beat. I mean, no help on the tackling side. You hope that someone could step up there or safety could step up to help make that tackle, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
All right. So the bottom line, so I did. I am validating what I said earlier regarding the targets. Those numbers were correct. But again, how did the Steelers stop Gibbs and Montgomery? The combination of people that we talked about, I think you have to give credit. This is another person that needs credit as well, Ken, Terrell Austin. It was a solid game plan by the defense coordinator, Terrell Austin. And I know that there's a lot of, what can I say, a lot of talk about who's really calling the defense. Is it Tomlin or if it's Austin? Terrell Austin is the defense coordinator, so I'm going to give him credit for putting together a good game plan. They knew that they were going up against possibly the best running back in the NFL, and they executed the game plan that was put in place.
Absolutely, and I want to give credit where credit's due also, because JT, when I was talking to him a little bit earlier today, one of his initial points, or one of his first points that he brought up to me was exactly what you just said. So even JT,
I know he likes Terrell Austin.
Yeah, so. And I know he's not here with us today, but I want to make sure that that I repeat what he said to me with and give him credit, because he said the same thing. Terrell Austin called a phenomenal game, put the people in the right situations, called the right. It was like we called the right plays at the right time to cause chaos, to get Jared Goff uncomfortable, to make, typically I thought Jared Goff would be a lot faster in getting the ball out. But that is also, that's also a shout out to the Steelers defense, because it wasn't something where he could just boom, 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 and get the ball out to his receivers. They were covered, right? We were actually covering people. So a lot of the,
and he got a lot of his yards in the second half as well.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I have the first half stats around here somewhere. Let me see it. I actually have it right here. Goff in the first half passing, not bad. 15 of 20 for 162 yards on one TD.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hold a team to 15 yards running in the game, I mean, you have to try to find a way to move the ball, and that was passing. But for the most part, he was held in check as well. Okay, the Steelers just totally dominated the game, if you ask me. It would have been a shame if the Steelers would have lost, because this game could have went either way. And we do need to talk about the officiating as well. A lot of people in Detroit, they weren't happy with the officiating. 2 TDs got called back within the last 26 seconds. That was incredible. But let me make sure we have that down here as well. If not, we'll go ahead and talk about it right now. So let's go ahead and talk about that right now. What do you think about those calls?
Well, I think I'm going to start with the last call. Okay, I think they did the right thing.
Oh, the last call for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
But they messed up too, Ken, on the last call,
because it wasn't a touchdown.
It wasn't a touchdown,
right.
And the forward. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it wasn't a touchdown. So even if they called it a touchdown and then they had to go back and review the touchdown, it would have been called no touchdown, right? Because he wasn't even in the end zone.
Well, they did call it a touchdown.
I know, but that would have had to be reviewed.
Well, they did review it. They did review it.
Oh, I didn't think they actually went back and reviewed it.
Because it took them a long time to review it.
Okay.
But the reason I believe we're both saying it shouldn't have been a touchdown, because forward progress by St. Brown was stopped.
Yeah. And forward progress was you gave him like 3 to 4 extra seconds, right, to then pitch the ball. That should have been called down right there. That play should have never extended.
Exactly.
Period. Right. So, Yeah, I think I think the wording of it was poor. I think the way they presented it was poor. I mean, I don't know. But the bottom line, it wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah. So that was the last play.
Mm-hmm.
But there was another play with like 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter where there was another pick. St. Brown catches the ball in the end zone for a TD, and it got overturned. So.
Yeah, it was picked, right? I mean, it was a...
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I can't hate against the call.
Yeah.
I think we've been called on those a few times.
It's the same game.
Yeah.
See, people don't realize it. I believe they had to call it. I believe in calling plays the way you've been calling all game.
Sure.
And earlier in the game, they called Darnell Washington on a pick. That who scored the touchdown? I can't remember who scored the touchdown offhand.
My gosh, it wasn't DK.
Mm-mm. Yeah, we'll have to go back and take a look
because whenever they crossed, it was almost like Darnell should have probably just stopped. But if you do stop, then you get flagged. Whereas Darnell just kept running through the play, and he got called for it anyway.
Yeah, so
right? It was. I get it. It's going to be called 90% of the time, right? Whenever the defensive player falls to the ground, it's.
I don't know. I've seen some where they didn't call it, but my point is, I just wanted to be consistent. Right? So they called it earlier against Darnell Washington. So, and we have another call coming in here as well. So let me go ahead and pick this up. I don't see a name. All right. Hello, caller. Welcome to Soul Take. Can I have a name, please?
This is JT.
JT, you're calling in on the on the fan line. What's going on?
I'm trying to get off this turnpike.
Okay. Got you. What you got for us?
Well, I've been listening. Excuse me. And Darnell Washington got called for a pick earlier. I think it was the series.
It was a Metcalf touchdown.
The third quarter when Darnell Washington got called for a pick in the end zone.
Yeah, it was. I just looked it up here. It was DK caught the touchdown, but it was called back.
When was it? What quarter?
Third quarter.
Third quarter.
JT just said it. Yep.
Okay.
So I think they made the right call on both instances. But, and I know, Kev, you don't like to give that much credit, but these last few games, you really do have to give Terrell Austin some credit. I mean, he had...
I don't have a problem giving Terrell Austin credit, but when he's messing up, I'll say he's messing up too. I mean, he doesn't have a halo effect on me.
Well, but the personnel that he had out there, I mean, missing, weeks before, missing TJ Watt, like you said, Pierre. These guys did what they're paid to do. The next man up, it came to light. And these young guys played their hearts out. And that last play, if anything other would have happened, it would have been disheartening because they did everything right to win that game from the very first snap. So my shout out is to the defense. And, if you're going to stop Detroit from the 5-yard line 4 times in a row?
Mm-hmm.
4 times in a row.
But some people, and I'm just taking the opposite side, some people will say, with the help of the referees.
Well, if you're going to play, if you have a play, it's got to be legal.
True.
If it's illegal, doesn't mean you beat us.
I agree. And something else I want to point out earlier during the series. Well, really, if you ask me, it should have never happened. That goal line stand should have never happened because when the Steelers had the lines in the 4th down situation, they called pass interference on Kyle Duggar over the middle.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good defensive play. That's the way you coach it. You keep that arm behind the receiver. You go after the ball. I didn't think he turned him that much. And I'm going to give credit to Wade Wayne as well, the Clareton coach, because he made a comment. We're on a separate polo, and he made a comment that's the way it's taught. That's the way it's taught, and I agree with him. So, because it's a bang bang play.
But the fans in Detroit got that call. So
yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why go ahead.
Goff had 158 yards passing, I think, in the fourth quarter. But whoever was on that defense that was put to spy on Jahmyr Gibbs did an amazing job.
Do we know who that was?
I'm sorry?
Do we know who that was? Was it Peyton Wilson that really spied, or was it PQ?
I'm not sure who it was, but they
or was it
all.
Yeah, it was. I think it might have been a little bit of a collective.
Yards, but still, 15 yards rushing because David Montgomery had nothing to do with that game. Zero.
Well, actually, by the stats, David Montgomery had 14 yards on the ground, and Jahmyr Gibbs had 2.
I can't hear you guys. You guys are echoing.
Oh, Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 yards.
Can you hear us, JT?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 yards.
Ken sounds very distant.
All right. He said Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 yards, and Montgomery had 14.
That's what I'm saying. But Jahmyr Gibbs was more involved in the passing game. But David Montgomery, he had nothing to do with that game whatsoever.
You're saying Gibbs had more to do in the passing game, so he was targeted like 13
yards. Those 14 yards that Montgomery had meant nothing. They meant zilch.
Right.
So, that in the trenches, the defensive line, they were amazing.
Definitely. I agree. The Steelers came to play. They really surprised me. And, hey, it was another complete game. So, as always say, go ahead.
And I was talking to Ken earlier, and we agreed that I think Aaron Rodgers audibling at the line of scrimmage and what he's seen out there, because you got to remember, Aaron Rodgers was used to seeing those guys 2 times a year, sometimes 3 when it came to the playoffs. So I think he's seen a lot more, and I think he had a lot more to do with the play calling. We've seen many more balls thrown in the middle of the field. The pressure, the offensive line did their thing, and like I said, they played an all-around game, and I give them all. I give the offense, the defense, special teams, I give them all A's, because in order to beat the highest-ranked offense in the league, they came in as the highest-ranked offense.
Oh, I think I'll give the special teams a B+, to be honest with you. You can't miss a 37-yard field goal, and I think a couple of times on the kickoff, they let the returner gain too many yards. So
yeah. But what's his name? That late whatchamacallit, punt, Skoranek.
Are you talking about
for more?
Are you talking about Pro Bowl?
Ken said it to me earlier. If they could play that game against any of these teams with Aaron Rodgers at the helm, and you're keeping him clean, I tell you what, dude, any of these teams will have a problem with the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially that defense that was out there the other day.
I agree. All right, JT. Well, we're way past our first break, but appreciate you calling in, and you're still on the road, huh?
I'll be getting off this turnpike in about, I'm going past the old, whatchamacallit, the old plaza that was at the top of, it's like 6 miles from Monroeville.
Got it.
So,
all right, man. Take care, and Merry Christmas.
I might call in again.
Okay. Well, we want to keep the phone lines open as well for others to call in also, so keep that in mind. But appreciate the call in.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, fellas.
Yep. Bye. All right, cool. So, like I said, Kim, we're way past our first break, but I wanted to make sure we got our guy JT in. And when we come back, we will talk about what everybody is talking about as well, if I can find my paper. It seems like once I sit all these papers down, things get shuffled around and I can't find anything, but I think I have it now. So what we need to do, we need to talk about the Steelers clinching the AFC North. Steelers have an opportunity to do that this weekend, and I want to hear what you think about it and others think about doing that if they could get it done this weekend. Also, DK Metcalf, we talked about this a little earlier, 2-game suspension. What are your thoughts, and how will this impact the Steelers? Also, thoughts on Sidney Crosby. You see his shirt over there? Breaking Mario Lemieux
sweater. It's his jersey.
There you go. Friend, I have to get the hockey lingo down there.
His sweater.
The Mario Lemieux franchise scoring record is gone. And also, what about the Buccos, the Pittsburgh Pirates, making moves?
And a few Steelers were named to the Pro Bowl today.
Yeah, so give those names as I cue up the break here.
Absolutely. We got a few names that have been announced as they made the Pro Bowl this year. It looks like we are going to have 3 of the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to the Pro Bowl games. Free safety, Jalen Ramsey. He's going as a safety, not as a corner. So big move for Jalen Ramsey this year. Your outside linebacker, number 90, TJ Watt, is going to the Pro Bowl.
Which I disagree with that.
I agree. But you know what? He's going. That's all that matters. Yeah, I'll take it at this point. And
I just don't believe in participation trophies.
Neither do I. And as we all know, our special teams leader, Killebrew's been out.
Yeah,
he's been a Pro Bowl participant the past few years. But we got a new one that's heading.
Yeah.
Special teamer Ben Skoranek.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Ben Sko, on your what I believe to be your first Pro Bowl selection. Yeah. So congratulations to number 15.
And we need to look congratulations to all those guys. We need to look this up, Ken. We need to find out if there's a special teams coach award. Because Danny Smith of the Pittsburgh Steelers really deserve it in some way or fashion.
How you just gave him a B+
for that game. For that game, he can still get like a 3.8.
Yeah,
overall. And that's I'm honest in my analysis and assessment and everything. But you brought up some good points. Killerbrew was a captain. He got hurt. He made the Pro Bowl previously. You got Boswell, and the Steelers had other good kickers, on and on and on. But we'll go ahead and take a break that is like 15, 20 minutes past due. And when we come back, we'll talk about all the topics and more.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, love and hip-hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions: weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better.
Yeah, it's that time.
This Christmas, and as we trim the tree.
Love this song, Ken.
Yeah, I think
One of my favorites.
beautiful.
This Christmas, the fireside
Who is it?
Donny Hathaway. Donny Hathaway. Yes, it is. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and listening to us 2 days before Christmas. Can we say Christmas Eve?
Eve? Yeah, it is Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Welcome, Soul Tape. We come to you every Tuesday from 6 to 8. I'm Kevin Cameron. Across from me is Ken Craig. What's up, Ken?
What up? What up? What up? What up? Ricky, thank you for keeping me updated. I have the game up here as well, but Penn's just lost 4-3 in Toronto.
Okay.
I didn't mention this when we were talking about the defense, and I want to make sure I say it, but of course, Jalen Ramsey's been the big offseason signing to join our team. He's playing 100% of snaps right now, even playing special team snaps. But Kyle Duggar, okay, came in and now is playing 100% of snaps in our defense. 74 snaps on defense, 4 on special teams. Patrick Queen, 100% of snaps. Joey Porter, 99%. He missed 1 snap. Asante Samuel, another one who just joined our team, playing 97% of snaps. Alex Highsmith playing 91%. Jack Sawyer stepped up, played 89% of snaps, and then 54% of special team snaps. Peyton Wilson playing 70% of snaps. Cam Hayward playing 61% of snaps. Chuck Clark. I mean, these are names that at the beginning of the year you were like, all right, well, some of them weren't even on our roster. So, we lost Brandon Echols. Darian Porter had to jump in. Carson Bruner had a heck of a game on special teams. Just shout out to like the big guys that have been playing 100% up, 85 and above percent of snaps on defense. You guys, I know it's been rough games, but this past week we saw some new names stand out.
Okay. Cool. All right. So since you brought it up with the Pens, let's hop over to the Pens before we get back to the Steelers. You mentioned the Pens went down to Toronto?
They went up to Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah. They went up to Toronto. They went north into Canada. Toronto, the game was today at 4 p.m. They did just lose 4-3, unfortunately, but Sunday, we had a game Sunday against Montreal. Montreal has beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 2 times so far this year. And we actually played them Saturday and Sunday back to back. And Sunday came out and we broke our 8-game losing streak. So the Pens have lost 8 straight, Kevin, 8 until Sunday. And we finally got a win.
Yeah.
Not only a win, but we also got an overtime shootout win, which was the first one so far this year. We've lost 9 shootouts. We've lost 9 overtime games. So, but something else happened on Sunday.
Tell us about
it. Did you hear about it?
I think I did.
You did?
I think I did.
Sidney Crosby passes Mario Lemieux as the Penguins' all-time points leader. All-time.
How many points?
Leader. 1,724 points is now the lead.
And where does that fall NHL-wise?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I knew you were going to ask that question.
Okay.
So I have it. Oh, no. I had it right here. Hold on. It's 8th all-time. So Sidney Crosby's 8th all-time in points. 8th all-time. Okay. Yes, I had it in here in my little write-up, but unfortunately, I think it disappeared. So, and let me just give a little kind of update here, right? Because this was a very, very big deal. And I also want to make note, Sidney Crosby, as a kid, he grew up in Halifax. He grew up very, very big Montreal Canadiens fan. His first goal in the NHL was against the Montreal Canadiens. So the fact that he got this point against the Montreal Canadiens was even bigger deal. But on home ice, I'm excited that he did it on home ice. But Sidney Crosby not only tied Mario Lemieux on Sunday, but he passed Mario Lemieux. And I want to make sure, and I know you just mentioned it, but this isn't just someone like another sports player. This is Mario in Pittsburgh, right? Mario's a legend in Pittsburgh.
A legend.
He's number 66, and just think about it. I mean, Mario saved this franchise, and he embodied excellence and dominance in areas that seemed like almost impossible. So anyone could follow in his footsteps. Like it was unthinkable that anyone could follow in his footsteps. Meanwhile, exceed them, right? And then Crosby, he's done that. I mean, he's stepped in. He has exceeded expectations since being drafted in 2005. And not only has he exceeded expectations on the ice, but also off the ice, right? Anyone that talks about Sidney Crosby also talks about the human Sidney Crosby. And he never tried to be Mario, right? I think that's the important thing here. When he first moved here, he lived with Mario.
Yeah.
He was mentored by Mario, but he never tried to be Mario. He was unapologetically, authentically himself. Mario was effortless on the ice, or he looked effortless on the ice. He made things happen in almost slow motion on the ice, whereas, and that was an artistry almost, whereas Crosby has been this relentless attack for excellence. Mario often made things look overly easy on the ice.
Is it Mario or Mario?
It's Mario.
Okay.
Mario made things.
I didn't know if I was saying it wrong.
No, you're saying it right. And whereas Sid, he has that exceptional look of sheer determination, right? Like it's just an obsessive commitment to his craft. They're 2 totally different players. But the mark was previously set in 1988. Okay, so Lemieux passed Rick Kehoe in 1988 with 604 points. So from 1988 to 2025, Lemieux has been number 1. And now Sidney Crosby sits 1,725 points because he got one tonight. The cool thing, though, was we got to talk with Sidney Crosby after the game. And, he's always one that will sit down with media. He embodies transparency with the media. And but when we got to sit down with him, the question was asked, how do you feel about now being number one? You're no longer behind Lemieux. You're now number one. And he kind of smiled and laughed, and he said, yeah, he's still number one in my book. I don't think you can put a stat line or a number on what he means to this team and to the NHL. And I think that just says a lot about him. I mean, he's always looked up to 66, and I also think it's just the changing of eras as well. Lemieux has come in. He has built this team. He has saved this team, not only from bankruptcy, but from building out this team. But I think Crosby has come in and created a new standard.
And what I want to do, Ken, if I can, I want to show a highlight from that particular game as well. So let me see if I could go ahead and cue this up, and you can go ahead and talk about it real quick once it's done, and then we'll take a quick break as well.
Well, it was deja vu till it wasn't. Crosby back in, rifles it to the corner. Mantha kicks it free. Back to the point for Carlson. Crosby winds and blasts, deflects in front, score! That's it! That's history! The kid is now the king!
It is now the king.
Crosby has passed Mario Lemieux for the most points ever by a Pittsburgh Penguin.
That was his dad. What a call by Josh Getzoff, too. What a call. The kid is now the king.
Is that his mom as well?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so, but I know his dad. This was awesome. It's funny, Brian Russ, number 17, says, after they scored, you can kind of see Brian Russ jump up and down. He says, I forgot what moment it was. And then he's like, hey, while we're all like cheering, he's like, then I remembered what moment it was. And so you see him kind of start jumping up and down shortly after.
All right, so that gives you...
That crowd went crazy.
That gives you a little idea of what it was like down at PPG Paints Arena, and Kim was there for it as well. So I wanted to make sure that we showed a little highlight, and that was actually courtesy of Sportsnet.
Yep.
That particular highlight as well. So I wanted to make sure I gave them credit for the video footage as well.
Yeah, and I mean, that PPG Paints was booming. It was a perfect night. It was Sunday night, right after the Steelers and Lions game. And so it was a great segue into this game. There was a lot of energy. You just felt it that tonight was going to be the night, because not only did Sid have to tie Mario, he had to exceed the goal as well, right? So he hadn't even tied it yet. So it was minutes apart from when he tied Lemieux to when he exceeded the goal. So you got 2 points in the game. And, so yeah, it was a great, and then not only that, but they didn't want the, again, they were on an 8-game losing streak. They didn't want this to be, this milestone to be overshadowed by the, losing another game on top of it. So it was nice to see them break that losing streak and get the shootout win against Montreal Canadiens. However, they did lose tonight to Toronto.
All right, and coming up next, and then we'll take the break.
Yeah, coming up next. So we're going into the NHL kind of break. They're off for 3 days, but today they had a loss against Toronto. They are going to be off until the 28th. So that's going to be Sunday. They're going to be playing Chicago. And then they're going to be playing Tuesday against Carolina at home.
Chicago?
Mm-hmm. Chicago on Sunday.
Okay.
They're Chicago Blackhawks on Sunday, and then they're going to be playing.
What time is that game Sunday?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay,
Yeah.
So again, we get a doubleheader.
Yeah.
We have the Steelers at 1 o'clock in Cleveland, and then you can have dinner, take a break, and then watch the Penguins later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Later on that night.
Absolutely.
All right,
and then
excellent.
Carolina at home, which will be the last home game of 2025.
There you go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take our second break of the day. And before we do, I just want to make everybody aware of a number of announcements here at Pittsburgh's DSEN. Starting tomorrow, everyone, as well as Christmas, all Christmas music, 48 hours of Christmas music, Christmas Eve as well as Christmas. So please tune in to listen. Please share the information, family, friends, loved ones, and anyone else that you could share with. We'll really appreciate it. And send us a text, please. Let us know how you're enjoying the Christmas music as well. Also, coming up this Saturday will be Travel, Fun, and Tips. This Saturday, noon to 2 p.m., with my wife, Francine Cameron, Rita Gregory, and also Nichelle Downing. They'll provide a lot of good information regarding travel with various destinations, and we'll make you aware of what those destinations are as well. Also, there's a Pittsburgh's DSEN cruise set for November 7th through the 14th of 2026. Save the date. There will be more information that will be provided regarding the cruise. So please check out everything that we have going on here at Pittsburgh's DSEN. There's always something going on. Hopefully you're subscribers so we could keep you updated as far as everything going on. So we're going to go ahead, like I said, and take our second break of the day. When we come back, we need to do some running because we have a lot of catching up to do. Can the Steelers clinch the AFC North? What's going on with the suspension 2 games of DK Metcalf? The Pirates are making moves, brought in a couple players. Also, we need to go around the NFL. We need to talk about college football. We need to talk about Pitt men's basketball and give you an NBA update. We need to do all of that during the next segment. So we'll go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back at you.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, love and hip-hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, What are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions, weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with The Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
Time of the year.
All right, we are back. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Merry Christmas to everyone. Hopefully,
Merry Christmas.
You'll have a fantastic Christmas. I'm Kevin Cameron. He's Ken Craig. And we are talking Pittsburgh sports. We've been talking a lot about our Pittsburgh Steelers 29-25 victory over the Detroit Lions. And also, we just got done talking about Sid the Kid doing his thing, becoming the all-time scoring leader for the Pittsburgh Penguins, passing Mario Lemieux. The phone lines are still open. And the phone number is on your screen, but if you're on the radio side listening, you can go to our website to see that number, but I'll give it to you anyway. The call is 412-213-8995.
And the text line is 412-218-3888. And if you make sure when you text in, make sure you text 412-218-3888. Or we won't get it. Or you can go on to YouTube and watch us live on YouTube right now. Send us a chat in the kind of chat area of YouTube. We do have someone that is monitoring that the whole time. As you can see, there's a lot going on in there. So please.
And any comments that we need to respond to?
Just Ricky keeping us updated on the Pens loss.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, Ricky?
And then what else we got? We got some Pittsburgh Big Dog saluting fellas. And then congrats to the Pittsburgh Penguins. New points leader, Sidney Crosby. I love the hockey talk today.
Excellent.
I love the hockey talk. And I know the two-time Conn Smith, two-time Hart Trophy, two-time Ted Lindsay Trophy, and the 10-time NHL All-Star, Sidney Crosby. I know he appreciates it.
Excellent.
Oh, and the two-time Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy winner.
Cool.
He's a dog. He is a dog. He gets me fired up, Kev.
Excellent. All right, let's talk about this DK Metcalf suspension. There's a lot of ramifications to what he did in Detroit. NFL came down yesterday, 2-game suspension. Ken, I was really surprised with the 2 games. I expected a suspension, but I thought it would be only 1 game. And then I find out that there's ramifications from a legal aspect, which I'm not surprised because that was probably one of the first things I thought of that could be coming. But I didn't realize the ramifications from a contract standpoint.
Oh, I know. And it's getting a little tricky now. I'm not sure if the Steelers will, move forward with any of that or if that's even in the Steelers' mind. Like, we're not saying that. And I'm not speaking for Kevin here, but we didn't get anything or any kind of word from the Steelers organization on any of that. But these are just stipulations that are in his contract, correct?
Yeah. Okay. And let me read directly from this is CBS Sports. Metcalf's money, $45 million in guarantees, gives Steelers future financial out. So DK Metcalf's physical confrontation with a Detroit Lions fan Sunday will see him miss the rest of the regular season because there's only 2 games left, right? And forfeit more than $550,000 in salary. But the impact could go beyond that. The 2-game suspension for what the NFL terms conduct detrimental to the league now voids at least $45 million in future guaranteed money. Metcalf will still be able to earn that money over the next 2 years. It's just not guaranteed. Okay. His 4-year, $132 million contract from March, reviewed by CBS Sports, notes that if he fails to practice or play with the club for any reason, which includes players' suspension by the NFL or club for conduct detrimental, his guarantees will be null and void. So that says a whole lot right there.
Right. So does that come from the NFL? Or does that come from? I'm sorry. Let me repeat this. If they wanted to void the contract, right? The guaranteed money, the $25 million in 26 and the $20 million in 27, right? That's what's guaranteed to him. Does that come from the Steelers or does that come from the NFL?
Comes from the Steelers.
Right.
The Steelers signed the contract with them, and those stipulations were part of the contract.
Correct. Right. So they have the option.
Right.
Now, will they?
Well,
that's a different story.
We don't know. We'll find out. Right. However, players they want guarantees, right? Because a lot of times when they sign these deals, they get hung up with the guarantee.
Right.
That's a big sticking point. So from a DK Metcalf standpoint, I wouldn't be surprised that he demand to have that put back in. Okay. He could leverage it. I mean, I don't think the Steelers are in a situation where they can say, no, we're not going to honor those guarantees or we're not going to redo your deal.
Right.
Now, the Steelers might be in a position where they can do both. Right. And what I mean by that is I'm not sure what the numbers are. I will have to go back and look at the numbers, but I think it averages out to be maybe $30 million a year. So just say next year, if it's $30 million, right, the Steelers could come back and say, well, DK, we do want you to play under some guaranteed money, but we'll meet you halfway. Maybe you make $15 million, but we'll guarantee it. Okay. So I can see negotiation leverage on both sides.
Yep.
Because the Steelers aren't in a position where they could just let them go.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that either. And I'm not saying that I would support that by any means. It does look like here the suspension voids future guarantees in his 4-year, $132 million contract, specifically $25 million fully guaranteed in 2026 and $20 million injury guarantee in 2027. So I don't see them doing that. This is a again, I want to be very clear here when I say this. This was a situation that could have been avoided. This was a situation that should have been avoided by DK. You just don't do that, right? And I do wish that the Detroit Lions security or the stadium security was a little bit tighter. There's no reason a fan should be able to get to that situation, but also DK should have never walked over to the fan.
He went to the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the fan.
And so it's this, again, this was totally avoidable. This is on DK.
Yeah.
And we're losing DK in what could be a win, a win and you're in the playoffs.
And to be honest with you, I don't blame the security. Yeah. I really don't.
Right.
I blame this is on DK, and I like DK.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. I'm saying, like, hey, it would have been nice with security's there to say, like, to break it up before it escalated to that point.
Yeah, but
it's on DK. 100%.
Yeah, but I just want to make it clear what I'm referring to. Players interact with fans all the time. Right, all the time.
Yep.
They jump in the stands.
Sure.
They sign autographs. They might have small talk. On and on and on.
Right.
But who would have known that DK would have became aggressive? Right. Who would have known that?
Yeah. And from what I know of DK, and I've talked to him, and I know you've talked to him many of times.
Right.
DK is one of the nicest humans.
Yeah.
I've talked to.
Right.
And so something really had to have triggered him. But either way, don't put yourself in that situation.
Definitely not.
That's the end of it.
And what's true, too, the more money you make, the more careful you need to be.
100%. Because
people come after you for different reasons.
There's video. There's another angle that I watched that was shared by, I believe it was Donnie Football of 93.7 The Fan. And it shows it from the fans, like there's fans sitting behind this Ryan Kennedy guy, and they were sharing it, right?
Uh-huh.
And or they were filming it, and it showed after the confrontation, this Ryan Kennedy guy yelling, that was my goal.
Right.
That was my goal.
And then
of course it's your goal.
Yeah, and then you could just say, when it comes to that other station, you could have just said it from another station. You didn't have to give the whole.
Well, I'm just kidding. I'm giving.
And the reason I say that is when I hear my stuff on that station. I'm
doing it for a reason, Cav.
Okay.
I'm doing it for a reason.
Because when I hear my voice, they don't know who I am.
Yeah. Well,
they say
should.
Some media guy.
If I give them a shout out, right?
Because, we'll see.
Because I know a number of people over there. And
we'll see.
Jeff is a very good man.
Because another media guy as well, we were in the press box when all of this was happening in Detroit. And the first thing I thought of, I said, I wonder if this is the same thing that happened with a Pirate player. And I think it happened in Detroit.
No way.
Yeah. And it did. If you'll Google Pirate player hits fan in stands, and he got suspended a number of games as well. But again, it happened in Detroit. So when I spoke to the other media guys, started going around and they
Dennis Santana?
Yeah. And they started talking about it. Someone else was getting credit for it. I said, no. I brought it up.
Yeah.
I should get credit for it. And then I said, not only did the Pirates play, what was his name again?
The Pirates pitcher, Dennis Santana.
Yeah. Not only did he do it in Detroit, and it was this year as well, this past baseball season, right?
Yeah.
Not only did he do it, I said, it needs to be an investigation. I wonder if that's the same fan.
Oh.
So the same fan from the game Sunday, was he the same fan that was at the baseball game doing it as well? And if that's the case, well,
wow,
they need to, ban him from Detroit sports games. Matter of fact, if that's the case, MLB and the NFL needs to come together and say, we can't allow this guy to show up at any of our sporting events.
Well, and I want to make sure that I also bring up this is something I heard through multiple resources that I guess DK previously reported this fan to NFL security. Not security on the field, okay? We're not talking about security on the field here. NFL has a security group that does backgrounds, that looks into things, that keeps fans out of stadiums, that makes sure that there's any kind of legal ramifications. So it sounds like DK did escalate the situation to the proper authorities at the time, which was last year.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not certain if anything came from that, right? So I never saw anything. I never saw any follow-up to it. But it did sound like this fan and DK have a past at some sort, right? Because if DK went all the way to the league and said, hey, this is what's happening with this fan, I need your support, I need your backing, I need your help, and the NFL didn't do anything, and then this escalated to this point.
It still doesn't matter. Because
it doesn't. No. I am not saying it matters, but this fan is clearly an issue. DK, you can't walk over to him.
Well,
but still, this fan is clearly an issue.
Something that I've always told people, there's a lie that our parents told us. And it's a big lie.
I want to hear it.
And the lie that all of our parents told us was, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you.
Sometimes
that
words hurt.
Is a lie.
Yep.
Some of the most painful things that occur is what someone says to you. Okay? So I'm not sure what happened Sunday, but it triggered DK, and I'm starting to get a number of texts in, and we missed a phone call as well. So if you're out there and you called, call back, and we'll try to do what we can to get you on. Now, if you want to talk about DK as we move on, we can talk about DK as we move on as well. But before we move on, what kind of impact do you think he has when it comes to this football team?
This situation, or him as a
two-game suspension?
I think it's actually a big impact. I don't think, one, we play Cleveland. Cleveland does have a pretty decent secondary. They're one of the top defenses in the league. So this is a loss, an on-the-field loss that will impact our passing game, period. Right? I think DK is needed on that field.
Okay.
I think that him, even when he's not getting the ball,
right,
him taking corners with him or defenders with him, and his ability to get yards after catch point. So I think this is going to be a big impact. We're really going to have to get creative in how we replace him.
Definitely. And I think that will happen, Ken. I agree with everything you said, but I believe in Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin. Okay. Actually, during Mike Tomlin's press conference today, he mentioned, and he says this all the time, and again, words are words. Sometimes they're validated, sometimes they're not. Sometimes you use them because you have no other choice, right? And the words that he used today was, and I'm trying to get it right, one man's misfortune is another man's opportunity.
Opportunity. Okay. Sometimes, I've heard him say treasure sometimes. But.
Okay. So he was saying that in a sense of he's excited to see what Roman Wilson will do.
Did he say Roman Wilson?
He did.
He did. Good. Okay.
He said
good.
Roman Wilson.
Good.
So Roman Wilson has been inactive, a healthy scratch the last couple games. So you see how Mike Tomlin is motivating his players.
And I like it, and I also think that this is a good opportunity for him to maybe activate MVS a little bit more as a number one.
Uh-huh.
only for the reason that they need a big wide receiver on the field who can carry somebody with him, right? Because you can't allow them to double like a Roman or something, right? Because they're gonna. But if you get MVS running routes and get him the ball early, so they have to pay some attention to him, then you start targeting like a Roman and get him kind of open a little bit more. Again,
I can tell you now, we're going to talk about Cleveland a little bit coming up as well from a Steelers Cleveland preview, right? But I could tell you right now, with a team that just came off of, 230 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
And Cleveland has maybe the best defense in the NFL. They're going to pin their ears back and try to stop the Steelers running attack.
Absolutely.
And they're gonna force Aaron Rodgers to pass the ball, which isn't a problem because Aaron Rodgers is in total control. So he knows how to pick apart a defense. But you got that bad man over there as well, Myles Garrett, right, who's trying to get the sack record.
Yeah, he doesn't care about
all-time sack record.
No winning, just the record. That's all they care about.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to bring can I digress a little bit here?
Yeah, but before you do, my point was these wide receivers will have one-on-one opportunities that they're going to have to take advantage of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And why we were talking about this and we were talking about their corners, and it reminded me that earlier in the show I brought up Joey Porter.
Junior.
Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Joey Porter Jr. And I wanted to talk about just really fast.
Okay.
How good he's been. Okay. When he primary coverages in the last few games, okay, the player he's been covering. Against Miami, he covered Jalen Waddle. Sorry, not Jalen Warren. Jalen Waddle. 1 reception on 3 targets for 16 yards.
Okay.
Rashard Bateman before that for Baltimore.
Ravens. Yep.
2 receptions, 41 yards.
Yep.
Before that, 3 receptions, 21 yards for Gabe Davis. Rome Odunze, 1 reception, 14 yards. All the way back to week 9 against Alec Pierce, which was the biggest game he gave up. 6 receptions on 12 targets for 89 yards. I mean, he has been Romeo Doubs at Green Bay, 2 receptions, 26 yards. T. Higgins, 5 receptions, 52.
He's been balling.
He
needs to continue that, and that takes us right into the AFC North. Okay, so the Steelers could clinch the AFC North a number of different ways, right? Baltimore actually plays this Saturday against Green Bay. If Baltimore loses, the Steelers are the AFC North champions, or if Baltimore wins, and basically over the next 2 weeks, it just takes us a Steelers win or a Baltimore loss. That's the bottom line. The Steelers and Baltimore play each other the last game of the year. And I would like for the Steelers to wrap it up this weekend, one way or the other, because I think it's important for a guy, 42-year-old guy,
to get
some rest. To get some rest. Yeah, to have a day off.
So
not a day off, a week off.
A week off. Now they are going to be in Green Bay for that game, and I'm talking about the Ravens here. They're going to be in Green Bay playing the Packers. The Packers quarterback Love. He is in concussion protocol right now, so hopefully.
And Lamar's dealing with the back.
Yep. Hopefully we get Love back, or they get Love back for that game against.
And they need the game as well.
They do.
Okay, for their playoff opportunities also.
And that's an 8 p.m. game, so that's a prime time game.
So the AFC North. What do you think, Ken? Can the Steelers clinch it this weekend?
I do. I actually do think that we can clinch it. I think that we have a prime opportunity against a team that that we can beat. I have full, let's pin our ears back as well. Right? Go after a rookie quarterback. Let's make sure we're shutting. I mean, they just lost their top running back last week. and Quinshon Judkins. He's now out for the rest of the year.
I hated to see that.
Me too. I hate to see it as well. But he's going to be out. He was a clear weapon for them. They have a big tight end that's been doing a lot now with Sanders now at quarterback. So, yeah, we got to pin our ears back as well, just like they do. And just go after them. I think we can win this.
So let's talk about the NFL playoffs since we're talking about playoffs and everything. In the AFC, American Football Conference, number one is still up for grabs.
Yeah.
We have Denver, who clinched, and actually the first 3 seeds already clinched a playoff spot. Denver 12-3, and New England is number 2 right now, 12-3. And I just couldn't believe they won that game over Baltimore this past Sunday because I left the stadium early on. And do we have a call?
Yeah, sounds like it. Kiara just sent us a note that someone is trying to call.
Okay, well, it's not showing up on my screen, but I'm going to look this way.
Yeah.
I'm going to look this way to make sure that I'm able to get the phone call.
Kev's back is to the call
and
screen.
And they can see that as well. They can't see the screen.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Sorry to interrupt you. So you said Broncos they locked up the first, right? Patriots.
No. They clinched the playoff spot.
Okay.
But they're the number 1 seed right now. The Patriots is number 2.
Yep.
They're both at 12-3.
Yep.
But what I was saying, I was in Detroit this past week at the Steelers game, watching some of the Baltimore-New England game early in the fourth quarter. Baltimore was up 11 points. They had the ball driving, I thought. And I said, Baltimore's going to win this game. And I did my post-game report, and I walked to the hotel, looked through the window, and I saw New England won 28-24.
Yep.
I was amazed. I really was. I said, man, what happened to the Ravens? But I guess they gave it away in the fourth quarter.
Is it what happened to the Ravens, or is it the Pats came through?
I think what happened to the Ravens because they're known for giving up fourth quarter leads. Okay. So number 3 seeded right now is Jacksonville. They're really playing good ball. They're 11-4 right now. Our Pittsburgh Steelers, we might be able to get that 3rd seed, but I think is a small probability of getting that 3rd seed. So the Steelers are 9-6, have the 4th seed right now. The Chargers 5 at 11-4, the Bills 6 at 11-4, and Houston is 7th at 10-5. So that's what's going on. And then on the outside, we have Indy with a very small possibility. I thought I heard 2%.
That's what I have right here. 2%.
Okay. And then Baltimore is the number 9 seed. So only the first 7 seeds get in. So Indy and Baltimore, they're, looking from the outside in right now. And we already went over the scenario for Baltimore.
Yep.
For the NFC, which is considered the better conference right now.
Yeah, they've been playing really well.
We have Seattle, the number 1 seed at 12-3. Chicago, 11-4, number 2 seed. Philly, which I still believe in. They're the number 3 seed as it stands today, 10-5. So all 3 of them clinch a playoff spot, and Philly clinched their division, which is the NFC East. Carolina, 8-7. Right now is the 4th seed. They haven't clinched yet. Number 5, San Francisco, 11-4. LA Rams, 11-4. They're all in the same division with Seattle. What a division.
Yeah, that's a great division.
Yeah, and then Green Bay is number 7 at 9-5. And Detroit, who the Steelers just beat, small opportunity to try to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, they got about a 7% chance, 0% chance of winning division as of right now, but a small sliver. The only thing that I'm seeing is on ESPN right now, it is showing that the Bucks have the 4th seed, and then the Panthers are on the wild card. Would that be wild card? Or outside looking in, I should say. Those two have about like 51-49% chance. So it's really going to be based on the rest of these next 2 weeks for the Panthers in the Bucs, and I believe they play each other week 18.
Got it. So what we'll do, we'll take a quick break, Ken, our last break of the day. And when we come back, we still have a lot of catching up to do for the caller that tried to call in that couldn't connect. Please be patient with us. We're going to try to get as many calls in as possible. So if I don't pick up right away, just continue to hold on, because when we come back, we'll talk college football playoffs. We'll talk Pitt men's basketball, the NBA. We'll do our Steelers-Browns preview, and we'll get in the NFL Week 17 picks. And also the Pirates, Ken. We can't forget about the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Why? Did something happen?
They're making some moves.
Are they making moves?
Yes, they are. And we'll let people know what those moves are when we return.
All right.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dawson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. She's touched the face of Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions: weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN. My name is Kevin Cameron. I'm sitting here with Ken Craig.
Oh, man.
Talking Pittsburgh sports during the Christmas season. Our guy JT is out today. He was traveling back, so he couldn't make it in, but he did call in, so we appreciate his call. And like I said, we're talking Pittsburgh sports, talking about the victory that occurred this past weekend. The Pittsburgh Steelers 29, the Detroit Lions 25. My name is Kevin Cameron. Ken Craig is across from me as well. We also talked about that sweater, Ken.
There it is.
The hockey sweater hanging up of Sid the Kid becoming the all-time leading scorer for
to king.
There you go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. So I'm going to make sure I can watch the phone lines here, so in case we get some phone calls before 8 o'clock. But let me hop in here, let everyone know what's going on with the Pittsburgh Pirates, because like I said, the Pittsburgh Pirates are making moves, and I like some of the moves that they're making here. A few days ago, they actually traded, and I won't go into all the breakdown of the trade because of the interest of time. But through the trade, the Pirates actually picked up second baseman Brandon Lowe. Okay. And they also signed first baseman Ryan O'Hearn. And I think that's like a $29 million deal. So the Pirates are very active right now in free agency as well as the trade game. And both of these guys are supposed to be offensive players. And the Steelers, the Pirates, everyone should know that the Pirates have one of the best pitching staffs in Major League Baseball. They need to build around, we both said it, Ken, need to build around their ace, Paul Skeens.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now they're trying to put some offensive pieces in place. So from a Pittsburgh Pirates standpoint, yeah, I love what they are doing right now. Pitt men's basketball.
And I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
Before you move on, I know there's been some rumors as well that the Pirates have met with a star Japanese free agent as well. So Kazuma Okamoto. So keep your ear to the ground there as well. So there might even be some more action coming out of Japan.
Got it. Okay, so Pitt men's basketball. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, Ken, because the men's basketball team went on a slide there, and now they recovered. They won the last two games. They beat down Penn State this past weekend. I didn't realize Penn State I'm not sure if Penn State is as bad as what they played.
Yeah, they haven't been very good.
But I think their record coming in was 8-3. And Pitt actually beat them down. Like I said, over the weekend, I know it was something like 83-46. I'm going to get that exact score there. Close enough, 80-46. And the game before, and that was on Sunday, and then the game before, they actually beat Binghamton, if that's how you pronounce it, 103-63. So I expected that
Did you say 103 to
63? Ooh. Now, the next game is in Miami, and that is on December 30th. And Miami right now is 11-2. So that's going to be a tough ACC game for the Pitt men's basketball team. So that's what's going on with them. Now, let's move over and get back to some football, Ken, if we can, and talk about the college football playoffs. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to really take a look at what's going on there.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, what are your thoughts on the games that have already gone down? What are your thoughts on will this ever change the way that they seed? And I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Like because these were not really competitive.
Yeah, I don't mind because even the top teams have blowouts from time to time. I think you put together a structure and, I would like the best teams, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you have to earn it.
I agree. 100%,
and these teams earned it. I don't believe Notre Dame earned it, even though Notre Dame was a better team than a number of these teams in here. But again, you could sit back to make an analogy with the NFL. You could sit back and say, well, I feel like Kansas City has a better team than
Pittsburgh.
Than some of exactly.
Yeah. Right.
But they didn't earn it.
Yeah. And I love it. I love I was excited to see like James Madison in. You know what I mean? Like I like that. I like seeing teams.
Ole Miss 41, Tulane 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a blowout. Yes, it is. Yeah. But you still allow the teams to compete. You will never know if Tulane can keep up with Ole Miss, but you give them the opportunity to compete for a championship.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about, right?
And you never know.
You don't take it right.
You never know.
You don't take that opportunity for them to compete against each other away, because once you do that, then you go back to what we had before. Allow them to compete. Allow Tulane the opportunity to compete against Ole Miss. One out of 5 times, maybe Tulane comes out and absolutely smokes them. Right? You don't know.
All right. And let me make sure I have this music off as well. I think I do. I thought I got a text that said the music was still playing, but I think we're good. And that might have been an old text there. But yeah, going back to the games, college football, what's coming up this week? Okay, so we have Wednesday, there's a game, December 31st, quarterfinal game. This should be a good one, Ken. Ohio State, number 2 versus number 10, Miami in the Cotton Bowl. That's a 7:30 game. Then Thursday, number 4, Texas Tech versus number 5, Oregon.
That's going to be a really good game.
12 p.m.
2 great offenses.
Yeah. This should be a good one as well. Number 1, Indiana versus number 9, Alabama in the Rose Bowl. That's a 4 p.m. game on Thursday.
Can I put my stamp on something?
Go ahead.
I know that they're ranked number 1, but I want Indiana to take this all.
I do too.
Okay.
I do too. All right. Number 3, Georgia versus number 6, Ole Miss. Ole Miss in the Sugar Bowl, 8 p.m. So again, the quarterfinals Wednesday and Thursday, and then they move to the semifinals January 8th and January 9th. So that's what's going down. I can't move on from college football before I talk about the local team, right? Pitt Panthers going up against Eastern Michigan this Saturday. Okay. I thought Pitt had a really good season. I would have liked for them to have at least one more win. That West Virginia game sticks out to me. It would have been good for them to win down in Morgantown. But that didn't happen. But I still believe that they had a good season. And again, that bowl game is Saturday in Baltimore, correct?
Yeah, it's Annapolis. Yep. It's
Annapolis?
at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium.
Okay, and what time is that game?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. So early game on Saturday. And I thought about going to that game, but I'm going to the Steelers-Browns game on Sunday, and they're in opposite directions. So I decided, hey, I'll just go up to Cleveland a day early and maybe, the travel show is going on 12 to 2, so I'm not sure how much of the game I'll be able to watch. I might have it up on my phone or one of the TVs here in the studio. So,
and right after, and right after that kickoff, looks like Penn State versus Clemson is going to be at noon on ABC.
What's that, basketball?
No, this is a bowl game. A bowl game?
Bowl game? Penn State? Oh, that is right.
Yeah, Penn
I'm
State
thinking
versus
Penn
Clemson.
State. You know what I was thinking, Ken?
What?
I was thinking when you said Penn State, I was thinking Notre Dame.
No.
Because Notre Dame declined their bowl invitation.
Right. You looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah,
so,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Penn State and Clemson play in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. They're playing in Yankee Stadium at noon on Saturday.
Okay. Go Terry Smith.
Yeah.
Our homeboy, my homeboy, Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. So we're always rooting for
rough out there.
Terry Smith. You won't let it go, kid.
I won't. Let it go. Hey, right. Terry didn't let it go.
Hey, he did apologize. So
did you know that there is a Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl?
I didn't.
Miami of Ohio versus Fresno State.
Snoop Dogg, is that the rapper Snoop Dogg, or is it Snoop like Snoopy?
No, it's Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
Yeah, it's SNOOP.
Wow, he's doing all kind of things. And who's playing in it?
Maryland and Fresno State. Or I'm sorry, no. Miami of Ohio versus Fresno State.
Okay, Miami of Ohio. That's pretty cool to have a bowl game. How many people have a bowl game?
I know. It's like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I guess he's playing his cards right from that perspective.
Yeah, and
some other perspectives, I'm not feeling Snoop.
Hey,
yeah. So, all right, Ken, we have 9 minutes to get this done, to get our NFL picks in. Do you have the current standings? Because what we like to do, everyone, we pick games every week, and we like to let people know who's doing their thing up in here.
And I just want to state something that, Kev, I was down for about 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And during those 2 weeks of being a little ill, I completely forgot to put my
wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it took me down. So,
but you can still win weekly.
Yeah, I could still get up. I could get back up there. Don't worry about it. All right, so I have it up right now. It looks like the leader, Mr. Ralph McCormick, right now.
What? Get out of here.
He had a 100-point week last week.
100?
100.
Okay, well, that's not 100%.
Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm looking at week 13. Okay. He had a 120-point week.
So that's 12 wins out of 16.
Yep, that's a good week.
Each game is 10 points.
So it looks like he's ahead of Mr. Kevin Cameron.
By how many?
By 20 points. So
2 games.
Yep. So he has 50.
I can't let this guy beat me.
Right.
I can't let this guy beat me.
And
no way.
You are now tied with Tracy McCormick.
His wife.
Correct.
Okay.
And then...
See, they're trying to double team me, Ken. That's what it's all about. They're trying to double team me.
I dropped quite a bit. I'm down to seventh now. I only have 1,330 points. See what happens?
When you were sick,
you
had more time to get your picks in.
I know, and I didn't get him in at all.
Let me give you the sheet
I got him in under another group, but not our group.
Yeah.
So I must have been out of it.
You weren't trying to win.
Hey, I'm letting our fans.
You weren't trying to win. All right, let's cue up our week 17 NFL picks, and all of you out there, if you're watching live or if you're watching the recording, when the recording is out there, you can make your picks as well and text them in to us.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. This is week 17. A lot of football this week. Thursday, Christmas Day. We have Dallas at Washington.
How about Dallas not making the
lovely.
The playoffs.
Lovely.
I'm taking Dallas in this game, though.
At Washington, I got to take Dallas as well. Detroit at Minnesota. Can Detroit bounce back?
I think Detroit bounces back, even though Minnesota's playing hot, but I think Detroit bounces back.
I agree. Denver at Kansas City. This is an 8:15 game. Let me go back. The first game we talked about was a 1 p.m. game and then a 4:30 p.m. game, and now this game is at 8:15. Who do you like, Denver or Kansas City?
I like Denver. Denver's
on the road, going to Kansas City?
Yep.
Wow, times must be different.
They are.
Yeah.
Things change, Mox.
Yep. All right, Saturday games. I love Saturday games. During the holidays, we have Houston moving on to face the LA Chargers in LA.
Yeah, this is big. Houston's 10-5. LA is 11-4. 2 very good games. Houston's defense is for real.
Can they take it on the road?
I don't think so. I think LA is going to be.
Wow, I agree with you. All right, we have Baltimore at Green Bay. Baltimore needs this game. It's an 8 p.m. game. So the Pittsburgh Steelers could go into Cleveland knowing if they have it, the AFC North clinched or not. Who do you like?
Complete emotional pick here.
Okay.
Green Bay.
It's not even emotional. It's not even emotional for me.
I just want it to happen.
I think Green Bay will win outright. I think Green Bay needs to win, right? When we went all over the playoffs, where was Green Bay? They were seeded, if you could remember.
I don't have it up right now.
I know it's important. Let's move on. All right. Arizona. These are the Sunday games. Arizona at Cincinnati.
Arizona doesn't stop. I'll tell you that much, right? So they haven't really played for a big game in a long time. So I know that they're going to keep playing. But I don't think I think Joe Burrow has something to prove. I think that, last week he came out a little angry and he showed what he can do. I'm going to take Cincinnati here.
You want to take Cincinnati?
Yeah.
I'm taking Cincinnati too. Just to go back to that that Baltimore Green Bay game. I had to look it up. Right now, Green Bay is holding on to that number 7 slot.
Yeah. Yep.
And they still have an opportunity to win their division.
Yep. They have a 10.6% chance of winning their division.
Okay.
So they're going to be playing for something.
So they need to win.
Yep.
All right, moving right along. We're going to save the Pittsburgh-Cleveland game for last. We have the New Orleans Saints going up against the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee.
I'm taking the Saints.
They've been playing better ball.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tyler Shuck has been playing well.
We haven't differed here yet, Ken. I'm not sure what's going on. Jacksonville moving on to Indianapolis, talking about really both teams been playing pretty good ball, especially Jacksonville.
Yeah, I like what Jacksonville's doing. I feel like Trevor Lawrence has really shown that he's a good quarterback in the past few weeks. Indianapolis has just been on the decline. I kind of feel bad for them. But I'm going to take Jacksonville here.
I agree. Tampa Bay at Miami. And let me get our music going back again.
This one's a tough one. I think Tampa is they're performing well under where they should be as a team.
They've dealt with some injuries.
They have.
Yeah.
They have.
I'm going Tampa.
I have to.
Yep.
Yeah. They're just better teams.
For Miami. 2 against
Yep.
All right. New England at the New York Jets. I just saw that Justin Fields was done for the year.
Is he sat or is he?
I'm not sure. I just saw the headline that he's done. So
New England. I'm taking New England.
I'm taking New England as well. All right. Seattle at Carolina.
Yeah, this is a really good game. This is a really good game. I have to take Seattle because Seattle has been on an absolute tear. Yeah, Seattle.
Wow, this is a tough game. I'll have to agree with you, Ken. The New York Football Giants going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. They look bad.
Oh, man. If the Giants need to come out and win this, I know that they're struggling as well. Lost their head coach, so forth. Vegas, who are you? What are you doing? Are they going to have a new head coach next year as well? I don't know. New York.
Breaking news. Just to let everyone know, look at that ESPN.com. DK Metcalf's 2-game suspension was upheld. Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, I wouldn't be surprised.
You did say that. All right, so we have Philadelphia at Buffalo. This should be a really good game as well.
Yes, it should.
I'm going with the home team. I'm going with Buffalo.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Philadelphia.
Our first disagreement. All right, I got you. Chicago at San Fran. This is the 8:30 Sunday game.
This is going to be another good game. Brock Purdy looked really good. I'm going to take the home team here.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm going to go San Francisco.
Okay. Even if this game were in Chicago, I would still went with the 49ers.
Okay.
All right, so we have the LA Rams traveling to Atlanta on Monday night, 8:15 game. I'm going with the Rams.
I'm going with the Rams as well.
All right, so we have one disagreement so far. Let's see if we have another one. This is the game of the week. Will the Pittsburgh Steelers, our Pittsburgh Steelers, clinch the AFC North this weekend? Again, they could do it 2 different ways. Baltimore losing or the Steelers winning. The Steelers play at Cleveland Sunday at 1 p.m.
I think the Ravens...
Without DK Metcalf.
I think the Ravens lose, okay? And I think we clinch the AFC North, and we lose this game.
You do? So you're going Cleveland?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I disagree.
I think we win. I'm just kidding with that.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I think we win.
All right. Don't mess with me like that.
I do. I thought you were going to make a bigger deal out of that and laugh at me.
Okay.
I think we take this game.
Got you. All right. Those are our picks. Week 17 NFL picks.
Did you pick the Steelers?
I did pick the Steelers. Let's close this thing out, Ken. 5 minutes. Just take an extra 5 minutes here. 5-10 minutes to pretty much preview this game.
Yep.
The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. The Steelers have not done well as of late in Cleveland. I was there last year for the Thursday night fiasco in the snow where Cleveland won that particular game. I think this year is different. I think it's different mainly because of one guy. Who's that guy?
Aaron Rodgers.
I think that's the biggest differentiator, not just with this game, but the playoffs as well. I think that will be the reason the Steelers will be able to at least win one playoff game. Myles Garrett, we talked about him earlier. He's a beast. Judkins, their running back, we talked about. Unfortunate injury.
Yeah.
Fannin, I think his name is Fannin Jr.
Yep. Their tight end. He's really good.
I really like this guy. But I think, and you got to mention Shedeur Sanders as well, right?
You have to.
He's still learning. I don't think he's in a really good situation in Cleveland. By the way, who is in a good situation in Cleveland? You can't sleep Cleveland. Like I said, they have probably arguably the best defense in the NFL. What the Steelers need to do, the Steelers need to have a balanced attack, be able to use play action. I think it's important for them to jump on Cleveland. Okay. At least, at least a touchdown spread. Right.
Yeah. And maybe even score early.
Yeah.
Maybe even get a first.
Get some turnovers.
Yeah.
Get some turnovers.
Absolutely.
I haven't looked at the weather. Have you looked at the weather by chance in Cleveland?
I have not.
Okay.
I could look it up right now, though, as you're talking.
But no, go ahead. If you have a take, I can look it up.
And my only take was Shedeur is a quarterback who holds on to the ball just a little bit longer than he should. We are a defense that likes to pin our ears back, go after a quarterback like that. Force him to make errors, force him to second guess himself before he throws the ball. These are things that we have to do in order to win this game. We can't sit back and play that type of game where we let them come to us. We have to go to them. We have to attack. We have to be aggressive. Both on the offensive side both on the defensive side and on the offensive side. We can't let the game come to us. We have to create opportunities out there. And if we're going to be missing DK, and obviously we are, we have to make sure that Jaylen Warren is featured, Kenneth Gainwell is featured, and we need to, I'm going to be looking forward to see what Artie Smith and Aaron Rodgers can pull together to replace DK Metcalf's production.
You know who I think is going to have a really good game? Jalen Ramsey. Yeah. I really, for whatever reason, it's in my gut. I feel Jalen Ramsey.
He's a Steeler, man.
Yeah.
He really is a
big time.
Steeler.
I mean, you have someone with so much knowledge on both sides of the ball, right? As far as someone that's new. We know Cam has it, right? We know TJ Watt has it. TJ Watt, we'll see if he'll be activated for this particular game, returning from his lung issue. We'll see. Matter of fact, I'll be over there tomorrow, and I'll do a report. I normally do a practice report, so I'll get that done tomorrow as well. Hopefully, I'll see that he's practicing. But yeah, Jalen Ramsey on the defensive side. That's pretty much like a defensive quarterback, as well as Aaron Rodgers, who is a quarterback on the offensive side. They've been tremendous additions to this particular team. So I looked up the weather for Cleveland this weekend, and let me bring up the 10-day. For whatever reason, Kim, my system is running slow.
It looks like it's going to be about 45 degrees, 48.
48, some rain. The rain could possibly turn into some snow.
Little rain in the morning, otherwise cloudy and breezy. Low wind. Well,
so given it's Cleveland, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it'll feel about 37 degrees outside.
Yeah,
right off Lake Erie.
Yeah. All right.
Not bad.
Not bad for December, right? Okay, so we'll go ahead and wrap up another version of Soul Take. And actually, Ken, this is the last show of the year.
What a year it's been. We've been busier than ever. We've been trying to bring all of our followers and all of our supporters the best content we can all around Pittsburgh sports. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, Pittsburgh Pirates, all the way to University of Pittsburgh, to Penn State hockey, right? I mean, we've been all over the state and all over the country traveling with the team. So
that's right.
What a year it's been. What a year of fun it's been, engaging with everyone throughout this growth. But most importantly, thank you all for supporting us. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. We appreciate all the follows and all the subscribers and all these things that you bring to Pittsburgh's DSEN, and we appreciate you allowing us to do what we do.
Amen. All right, so I'm not sure how much of the content that you actually watch here at Pittsburgh's DSEN, but as Ken said, we have a bunch of content on YouTube. Hopefully you're a subscriber and like us as much as possible as well. And then go to our website for our radio stream and look at the radio schedule, all the great content on the radio side. Directly after our show today, we have the best of soulful music that will play until midnight. And included with that, we have Christmas music included with that also. Now, on Christmas Eve, which is tomorrow, and Christmas Day, is all Christmas music. So please turn us on as you celebrate or as you get ready for Christmas or during Christmas. We would really appreciate it. Also, set your schedule for Friday evening jams as well from 6 to 11. Saturday, 2 special shows, Travel, Fun, and Tips, with my wife, Francine Cameron, Rita Gregory, and Michelle Downey. They're going to let you know some real good information regarding travel, if it's different destinations to consider, if it's traveling with a travel group, if it's getting your passport or your real ID. That's the show that you would really want to check out. And then Saturday night, we have old school jams from 6 to 11 p.m. But again, all of this is on the radio schedule at our website, pghDSEN.com. We can't do this without all of you out there listening and watching. So it's been an outstanding 2025. We appreciate you. Join us again moving forward. We really appreciate it. And then come back to this show, okay, in the new year, and also check out everything we're doing around the Pittsburgh Steelers when I do the different reports on YouTube as well. And text us as well. We really love to get your texts on everything that we're talking about. But instead of rambling on, I'm going to go ahead and close out the last show of Soul Take. And again, we appreciate you and everyone. Merry Christmas and have a happy New Year.